Hi, my name is Samuel Armendos Kamengmau, and in this occasion, I would like to present my research titled Western Media's Perceptions of Indonesia After Indonesia's Accession to BRICS. This study explores how Western medias construct Indonesia's image following its accession to BRICS in January 2025. Indonesia's accession to BRICS in January 2025 represents a strategic effort to expand its global economic influence while maintaining its independent and active foreign policy. As middle power in the Indo-Pacific, Indonesia seeks to balance opportunities from South to South cooperation with potential geopolitical risks. BRICS memberships offers access to alternative financial institutions and markets, yet also places Indonesia under greater international scrutiny, particularly from Western states navigating and evolving multipolar systems. In this research literature review, uh, existing literature review highlights Western media's dominance in shaping global political discourse through the global news flow and cultural imperialism frameworks. Previous study shows that Western media play a dominant role in shaping how global political is interpreted. Concepts such as global news flows and cultural imperialism help explains how narratives are often Western-centered. Research on BRICS highlight it as a counter-hegemonic coalition challenging Western-led institutions. Meanwhile, studies on Indonesia's emphasize its middle power diplomacy and hedging strategy. However, very few studies focus specifically on how Western media frames Indonesia's BRICS memberships. This creates a research gap at the intersections of media geopolitics, BRICS, and emerging middle powers, which is exactly where these studies contributes. The theoretical frameworks in this research uh, applies Edman's framing theory, which explains how media selected and emphasizes certain aspects of reality to shape interpretation and public perceptions. Framing operates through problem definition, casual attribution, moral evaluation, and treatment recommendation. By analyzing narrative patterns, tone, and emphasize in news coverage, these frameworks enable an assessment of how media, how Western media construct Indonesia's identity, intentions, and credibility following its accession to BRICS. The methodology in this research uses a qualitative approach. The methodology combines media tracking and framing analysis. The primary data of this research consists of Reuters and ABC News Australia articles published between January and July 2025. These outlets were selected because of their influence on Western public discourse. The articles were analyzed using Edman's framing category to identify dominant narratives. In this methodology, academic literature was also used to support theoretically grounding and provide context. Next, we go to the findings and discussions. The findings show that Western media do not portray Indonesia as an ideological or confrontational BRICS actors. Instead, Indonesia is framing as pragmatic, adaptive, economically focused, and multilateral in orientation. However, Indonesia, the tensions between BRICS membership with geopolitical risks rather than outright opposition to the West. The tone and media implication that we find uh, in the research is Reuters and ABC News Australia maintain a largely neutral and fact-oriented tone. This reinforces Indonesia's image as credibility, a rational international actor. Yet, indirect framing occurs through the repetition of Indonesia-related tensions. As a result, Indonesia image becomes more visible globally, but also tied to debate about BRICS as a contested group. So Indonesia is positioned as both opportunity seeking and risk exposed. Last but not least, the conclusion of this research. Uh, Western media construct Indonesia's post-BRICS image as pragmatic, adaptive, and consist with its long-standing foreign policy principles. Indonesia is not framed as anti as anti-Western. Instead, it is a frame as pursuing strategic autonomy through economic diversification and multilateral cooperation. These findings highlight how media framing shapes perceptions of emerging middle powers in transitioning global orders. That is all for my presentation. Thank you for listening. I will be happy to answer any questions or discuss specific parts of the poster further.